Hey everybody, thanks for checking in on me again. I just wanted to really quickly check back in on the art stuff. So wanted to do an update there, and also wanted to just do a brief review of the actual art course itself that I'm taking. So it's through Udemy, which in and of itself is actually a really great resource. It's got all kinds of courses on anything really. So I've been doing that for about a little over a year now, and I'm taking the beginner drawing course. And the teacher is Jaysen Batchelor, who is basically runs that course. He does several other drawing courses as well for various levels of experience and expertise. So, and I'll include in the description a link to his page. So I found him when I decided I wanted to get back into art last year, and when I was still on Facebook. So I had searched for art groups and things like that, and I stumbled on his page. And the course is really great. It's very socialized, oriented. So when you buy the course, he gives you a password for the Facebook page, the support page basically. It's called Artist Inner Family, and you basically can post any of the lessons that you do or any of your own work that you do, and it's been a really good way for people to share their progress and get feedback, good and bad, and also for people who are less inclined to the more realistic facets of art. There's also a PG group, and they have more strict rules in terms of the things that you can share in that may be offensive to some people. So anyway, it's a really good course. When I got it for, I think it was like $11.95, and posted as being on sale from almost $200. That may or may not be a little bit of a ploy to draw in people, because it looks like an incredible discount. Either way, it's a pretty good price as it is for what you get. I think it's 66 lessons, and as I had mentioned before, I started to get into the drawing, and then I really kind of fell off. And with the quarantine and everything, I've really been trying to force myself back into habits. So it's self-paced. It's just a really good course. I've enjoyed it, and it's good to see how other people are doing as well with their art, and just the incredible range really of talent out there. Some of the people taking the course, the things they post, it's just incredible. And as long as you can look at it for what it is, and not be discouraged by it, but instead to be encouraged, the fact that kind of work and perseverance can get you to that level of art. So anyway, it's Jaysen Batchelor, Artist Inner Family is the group. So just check out Udemy.com, and you can search. You can just search his name. You'd find all his courses. It's a lot of good stuff. And as I said before, as promised, I'm going to help force myself getting back into the art. I'm going to continue with the lessons and kind of post my progress as I go along. And I am gonna get that Incredibles drawing finished for Jasmine B. But I want to, when someone requests something, I want to make sure I'm putting in my best work, my best effort, and I don't want to give you mediocrity. So I'm going to work my way through this course and get myself to peak drawing condition. So that being said, the latest lesson was lesson 18, and it basically was expanding on the lesson of 17, which was really getting into shading and cast shadows and your core shadow, and then your mid-tone, which is basically if you have a light source, like even what's behind me right now, I've got a light source behind me, so I'm going to have a cast shadow going in this direction away from the light. I'm also going to have shadow like mid-tone, like that's not as dark as this shadow like that, but it's darker than my skin, which is very, very white, so you can see the contrast. And then you've got like the core shadows here, and it kind of gives definition. That's the big thing about shading is it gives the illusion of shape and definition, which is hugely critical for art, especially if you're trying to get to the next level of art, kind of beyond the sort of 2D cartoon type of art. And that's the thing that I found, even with, and again, I'm extremely amateurish in my drawing, but in some of the ones that I like, especially like the Darth Vader one that I shared before, I think the shading in that, it came out really good. And I think that good shading is a huge part of good drawing. And also, to get back to the course itself, it's one of the things that I really appreciate about the course is that it really takes you back to the fundamentals. And so you're drawing things that are, on surface level seem like pretty basic stuff, but it really forces you to focus on the bread and butter fundamentals with regards to whatever the subject is. So again, in this particular one, it was on shading. It was basically expanding on 17, which was shading, but more of a beginner look at shading. And now we're starting to get into more complex shapes, compositions, and different types of shadows. So I basically followed along with Jaysen, and if you remember before, I had mentioned that he goes very fast. That's another thing about being an amateur and learning from a pro. They go pretty quick because it's very simple for them. So I got smart this time, and I turned his playback to 75%, slowed him down a little bit, and that made it so I didn't have to pause quite as much as before. So that was nice. So these are just the things that I drew following along with him. Basically just like complex shapes, and then actually this one right here is supposed to be a rock. So it was like we made a hole in it, basically tried to show a hole so you're just using lines and shadow to basically create the illusion of a hole inside the rock, as you see basically the indent, which is casted or defined by the shadow. And then we had like some more complex shape, like cube with a cylinder on top, and just basically just illustrating where the shadow would be. So that was pretty much all it was. And then right here, so this was the assignment. So all my fellow parents out there will appreciate. So the assignment was just simply to take any object from your house, put it in front of you, and then cast some light on it, and just basically copy it and try to emulate the shadows as accurately as you can. And another great thing about this course, and for me, is that it's really it encourages my kids to do art, and they do a lot of things. Like if you saw my other video where I showed my son's dragonfly, and that happened today. So when I was doing this doing this lesson, my kids saw what I was doing, and they ran over to the other room and like, hey, I'm gonna make some cast shadows too. My kids are 3 and 6, but so that was pretty cool to have them get involved. So what they did was, because they were so interested in what I was doing, my son went and grabbed me a Lego, one of those long, big Legos with a lot of holes on it, so it's not exactly super easy. So thank you for that. But because they wanted to get involved, so here it is, up close. So this is that's supposed to be the source of light, basically, is what that's showing. So, oh man, we're starting to lose light. Speaking of, I was trying to take advantage of the sun while we had it. And in Northern California, we've had some, with the smoke and everything, it's been not good for clarity. So we got a little bit better lighting today. So anyway, so both my kids wanting to get involved, they basically decided to draw the holes of the Lego, and I did the shadow. So this was actually my daughter did all these, my 3-year-old. So she drew in the holes of the Lego, and then the shading and all the shading. I did the shading for the holes in the side and cast shadows and all that. That was me. So that's basically where I'm at right now. That's my lesson 18 assignment, and I'll leave it at that for today. Just wanted to kind of share where we were at there, and again, just to kind of give that plug for Jaysen and his course. I think especially now with people being oftentimes quarantined at home, or just kind of closed off from your normal social paradigms and groups and normal outside activities. I think finding things like this to kind of challenge our brains is good. And as others have said in some of the comments, it's good to get a break, I think, from the events of the world right now. Really, it's been a crazy year in a lot of ways, and it's a crazy time right now in America with election season upon us. So, yeah, I'll just leave it at that for now. Thanks a lot for checking in again, and if you've stayed with me this long, still definitely appreciate it. I hope that this maybe inspires you to, if you're interested in art, to maybe jump into it, or just if you're interested in challenging yourself in any ways, intellectually, just kind of getting out of your comfort zone. Check out Udemy. It's a good site for really anything that you're interested in trying to expand your knowledge of. So thanks again. I really appreciate it. I'll be talking to you all again very soon. Have a great rest of your day, and remember, feral human, don't be afraid to question the consensus.